What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hippo Supercoach, and today we've got our round 23 review. So we scored 2,491, and we are dropping in ranks once again. So sitting at 1159. To be honest, I'm happy with that. Look, it's not perfect, it's far from perfect, but it's still okay. I think we could maybe finish in the top 1,000. Either way, it's been a solid season, but obviously no trades left. So let's go into the team and see what happened. One of the last few videos we'll have for the season, by the way, guys. So yeah, it's been fun. If it would load, it'd be even more fun. All right. So we've got Tom Stewart with 128. I actually took, I captained English. I didn't VC Stewart. I VC'd. This is like my next week. Ended up VCing, can't remember who it was now. Might have been Merritt. Yeah, I think it was Merritt. Anyway, I VC'd someone that didn't. Oh no, Dunkley, yeah. Stewart played really well. It seems like every week I don't VC him, he does ridiculously good, and then whenever I do VC him, he does bad. So I think I'm the curse for him. See what happens this week. He's at GMHBA. I think he plays well traditionally down there. So back him for a 120 plus, but I'll VC him this week. Jordan Dawson 118, very good from him. Sinclair 137, solid. Luke Ryan 114, nice to see him bounce back. Sheasel, really good, and then Singh Cotter with 29. So backline performed really well besides Singh Cotter. Obviously nothing I can do about that, but yeah, happy with how those primos went. And I think Sheasel might be worth picking next year, to be honest. I think he's only going to get better. And I don't see him getting tagged too often. Now that Zeeb will be gone, Hall will be gone, means his role's pretty free back there. So definitely a guy to consider. And I don't think we would have started too many second-year players, obviously barring Nick Dacos this year. But yeah, I reckon Sheasel's a sneaky pick for next year. Moving on to the mids, so Bont went nuts, no tag went his way. I think Petruccelli was putting some time into him. It wasn't worth it. He couldn't stop him. It wasn't doing anything at all. So yeah, happy with him. Obviously, everyone's got him, so it doesn't really matter. He'll probably finish the season. It's going to be close between him and English, who finishes with a high average. I think English might just hang on. But those two guys are probably locks next year as well. Merritt 99, yeah, he's okay. Lead 116, solid. Brayshaw 111. He's been pretty good since getting him in. Cogs 126. Of course, now he wants to do good. Now that the week I don't need him, he goes nuts. He's a roller coaster. I don't want him ever again. Neil 97. He just hasn't performed lately. Tuke Miller 104. He was okay. I thought he played better than what a 104 was. I thought he was more like a 120, 130 to be honest. He felt like he was everywhere. Callum Mills 38, just shocking, absolutely shocking. I might bench him this week instead of Windago at this point. Wait and see. Might be able to do some looping. I don't know. Yeah, I think we can loop Johnson on. If he goes 60 plus, I'll probably take him. That's how sad my freaking midfield is. I mean, Tuke Miller as well. Like Tuke and Callum Mills and Cogs, they're just never again. Like you look at this team, it's just terrible. It's actually disgusting. Like every year I've been able to finish with a team I kind of like. Yes, there might be one or two rookies on the field that I'm not happy with, but that's only because of like run out of trades. But bloody hell, the primos I'm actually not happy with. Anyway, we live and we learn, I guess, and we've definitely learnt about some players that I will not be picking next year. I'm going to go through a brief idea of who I'm going to pick next year at the end of this video. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Anyway, moving on to the ruck. Oh, the bench played alright. Obviously, Bartels hasn't played. Man, that was the worst starting pick ever. 160k or whatever he was. And I thought he'd come good. I thought he'd play. Honestly, rate him as a player, but, you know, he's a sub every second time he plays, and it's just, you can't get it run on with things. Anyway, rucks both did really, really well. Obviously, catching on English wasn't as good as what we thought, but it is what it is. 118, you still take it. And then McAndrew obviously didn't play. Forwards, Luke Jackson. Man, I'm telling you, this pick was the pick. I actually got that right. That's one thing I really got right this year, is grabbing him, because he's like 600k. As a sole ruck, I think he could even push R1. Honestly, I think he's got the capabilities of doing that. Unfortunately, I don't think they'll do that with Jackson, with Darcy coming back next year. But yeah, Luke Jackson been super. Gordon was good. Rosie, bit down for him. Dunkley 99 is what it is. Taranto still can't turn up, and Darcy Cameron 97. So he started off really well and then dropped off. Forward line's doing what the forward line tend to do every year and just be pretty inconsistent. But look, it is what it is, and my season's over for all the leagues anyway. If anyone still has trades left, this Henry Huswaite, what did he score? He played really well. 83, yeah. He could be a sneaky pick for next year because I don't think his price will change. And I mean, Newcomb's got to come back in, but surely you can't drop him after that. He looked really like classy and composed in the midfield. I thought he played really well. Kicked a couple of goals as well, I think. So yeah. So in terms of starting team next year, this is just off the top of my head. I've had a vague thought about it, but I think Stewart will keep his defence spot. I don't think anyone else will probably do that. Sinclair might. Luke Ryan and Sheasel will, but in terms of like Dawson and Stewart, I don't think Dawson will. Sinclair might not even. I feel like he's been playing a lot of midfield lately. But yeah, I think Stewart, Sicily, and maybe Sheasel probably the ones that I'll be looking at next year as the 3 mid premiums. And if I had to pick another one, it probably would be Luke Ryan, just because look, they've tried to free him up at all, like as much as possible. They try to free him up, and when he does free up, he's going nuts. The problem is when he plays lockdown, he's got that low floor, and that's a bit annoying. But I think Luke Ryan will be a decent pick. In terms of the midfield, I think you have to go with Bon and Oliver. I think they're almost non-negotiable. They'll be expensive, but you got to pay up. They're the best 2 players in the game. And then in terms of everyone else, I don't really know. So, oh man, let's just do it really quick in the notepad, right? So, last save 2 months ago. All right. So what do we say? So we said Sicily, Sheasel, and Stewart. So that's pretty safe. And then Bon, Oliver. We'll talk about the rest of the midfields. We'll say 5 midfield primos. I think the general structure is what, 3, 5, 2, 3. I think English and Marshall or Briggs, because Briggs, I mean, you cannot deny how good he's been. I think English is almost a no-brainer, but Marshall's also been really good as well, so it's a tough one. But yeah, one of those 2, and then forward's interesting because yes, we'll probably get Luke Jackson. I don't think we get Connor Rosie. I don't think we get Dunkley. I don't think we get Goulden. I don't think we get Taranto. So that already makes me think, all right, this is going to be pretty bad. Jack McRae was the one I thought would be a good pick, but he's the bloody tax sub. So look, we'll put McRae in now because I actually think Bevo doesn't keep his spot. I think Bevo's gone, and that will be fucking hallelujah to all the Supercoaches. I mean, look, the Bulldogs have played a good Supercoach style, but it's just the way they've thrown the magnets around. It's just stupid. Anyway, McRae, yep. As forwards, I don't know. Like, who else would you pick as a forward? There's not going to be too many, I wouldn't have thought. I mean, maybe we get Walsh. Maybe we're lucky enough to get Gawn. Probably not, but maybe. I reckon McRae and Walsh will be the only ones. And then Bont Oliver. In terms of mids, I like the Chera pick, and this might be a bit biased, but I don't see him getting tagged too often. And I really think he's broken out. Look, obviously he's injured right now, but look, I would pay 600k for Adam Chera. And the Never Agains, they go on, but we're gonna make a video for this actually. But yeah, little sneak peek. Jack Steele is on it. But yeah, that's how my 2024 team's looking in August of 2023. We'll have to revisit this video a couple of days out from round 1 and see how the team compares to what it is in the next year, because it'll be interesting to see if there's any similarities or at all the same. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I hope everyone's had a good week. I hope everyone has a good weekend. This weekend as well, it's going to be obviously people playing grand finals, so we'll make a trade target video. It's more of a vice captain video nowadays because no one's got trades left, let's be real. And if you do, well, fuck, you're either a low rank or you're a magician. But yeah, early VCC, Stewart into English for me. But yeah, could easily be Stewart into Bond, I'm not sure. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.